24 junior golfers from all over Scotland took part in the inaugural Race to the Machrie. Representing the Barrie Douglas Foundation, the Stephen Gallacher Foundation and the Paul Lawrie Foundation, they enjoyed the chance to experience all this wonderful venue has to offer as a reward for consistently good form over the 2019 season in their respective foundations' events. Paul Lawrie was also on Islay to take in some of the action, and we caught up with him to find out a little more about this new tournament.
Kids have been qualifying all year to qualify to play in the final event really of the season for junior golfers, which is the race to the wonderful Machrie that we're at this weekend.
A fair amount of travel is required to get to the remote island of Islay. This just adds though to the special nature of the tournament.
We were about 5 hours to get to the ferry and then a couple of hours on the ferry, and then it's only about 20 minutes, from where we got in the ferry to get here. But once you're here, man, the place is just absolutely magnificent. First time for me on Islay, never been here before. Everyone's been super friendly, super nice. And if anyone's thinking about a golf trip, man, down here is just a magnificent place to come. The hotel's really nice, golf course is special. It's worth the effort to come down.
Personalised spots on real turf for a warm-up at the range was just one of the many special touches put on by the staff at the Machrie to welcome the golfers and help them prepare for a tough test on the links.
The golf course is proper, really, really nice links course, challenges your game even if it's flat camp. I was out there all day yesterday, it's absolutely magnificent. DJ Russell's done a great job with the owners transforming this place. And it's perfect for our end of season finale for the kids, the best players to come along. They've all been socialising together at night and stuff. It's been great for them to spend a bit of time with each other and play 2 rounds of golf on a top quality course. The owners were obviously keen to have some of the best juniors in the country at their course, and they've invited us here, which is just amazing. Gavin and Sue, the owners, looked after us for a few days, and I think their plan is to grow it and to make it better year on year, to have the best junior golfers in the area come together and play a tournament.
Before the tournament started on Saturday, the golfers were joined by some local youngsters to take part in a Texas scramble on the 6-hole short course, which is part of the facility here. A chance for all the competitors to have some fun and to try and get used to the stiff breeze. Growing the game through events like this is the main aim of all 3 foundations, and Paul was on hand to encourage the locals playing alongside the foundation golfers and even hand out some prizes at the end.
All 3 foundations will be the same as us, where the biggest idea is to get kids playing, to get them enjoying it. But when they get to a certain age, like the ones that we've got here, it is competitive. These are the ones that will be thinking about having a career in the game. So it is about testing them. It is about giving them a golf course that's not that easy and the conditions are a little tougher, because one day pretty soon they're going to have to face that, for a living. So that's the idea. So there's both. There's getting kids into the game, getting them enjoying it, not bothering about how they play. But this weekend is all about the good ones and making them, perform, really. I think all the foundations individually do a great job through the year running their tournaments, and they all do different things. But we're keen on this being a joint venture between all 3, that all the kids go. I must get myself to the race to the Machrie at the end of the year to spend 2 days on that golf course. And so far the kids have loved it, so that's all you can do.
36-hole stroke play over 2 days was the format, with separate competitions for 16 boys and 8 girls, and fair to say that on day 1 the wind was vicious. Combine that with proper rough, and there was many golfers having to deal with shots like Rachel Matheson here at 5. But what about this for a recovery putt? A fabulous effort for the golfer from Hazelhead, but Rachel would not be up the top of the leaderboard this year. Almost all the golfers were finding it tough, but Katie Graham would convert this approach for a rare birdie at 5. The winner of the Stephen Gallacher Foundation Vase this year was the only golfer on day 1 to get a birdie 3 here. Conor Graham was the youngest boy in the field. A nice chip here at 6, and a level par back 9 would see him mid-table after 18 holes. Finlay Wickenden was a few shots further back, but you wouldn't have known it from our footage. Every time the camera was there, he was producing shots like this. I think we'll need to get him his very own personal camera crew to keep getting the best out of him. Callum Scott had had a consistent season. Amazing how things seemed to even out. His first round was perhaps the most colourful. This eagle at 12 was one of 2 for the golfer from Nairn, along with 3 birdies, 4 bogeys and a treble at the first, all adding up to a level par 72. Caris Irvine from Craigielaw had decided to beat the wind by really going after every hole with every shot. A tactic that worked well here at 16. How's that for a spectacular par? Middle of the leaderboard for Caris. Megan Docherty from Bishop Briggs had made a couple of birdies on the back nine to try and stay with the leaders. An impressive second shot here at the par 5 18th, but that would not be converted. Third place after round 1, 5 shots off the lead. A lead held by Gullen's Grace Crawford. After a horrendous start at the first, the youngest competitor had steadied the ship and led by 3 after day 1. Back with the boys, and Ruben Lindsay was looking to add to an impressive haul of titles for the 2019 season. Here at 18, he'd birdied 4 holes around the turn to get himself into contention. Lovely approach. A level par 72 for the golfer from Ayr Isle. Cormac Sharp was also going well, the winner of this year's Paul Lawrie Foundation Junior Jug, playing out of Blairgowrie, an impressive par save here at 16. He would finish day 1 in second place at 1 under par. The leader after 18 holes was also from Blairgowrie, Gregor Graham. Using his recovery skills well here at the 6th, and again at 16, the golfer who topped the Scottish Boys Order of Merit for 2019 would shoot a 3 under par 69 to lead at the halfway stage. Conditions were a little calmer for day 2 for the golfers, although there was still a noticeable breeze. Down to the par 5 second, and Louisa Gibson from Irvine, who was in second place, managed to claw back Grace Crawford's advantage at this point to only 2 shots. Could the golfer from Irvine catch the young leader? Also at the second, coming up behind, Gregor Graham. He'd extended his lead to 3 shots over playing partner, Cormac Sharp. And after that approach, Cormac thought he'd better do something to try and keep in touch. And what about this for a reply? Both golfers would birdie the par 5 second. It looked like the leader might come from the final pairing, but there was a lot of golf still to be played. Out to the 8th, and Rory Mayer from Buckpool here. He was 1 under for his round at this point, and a nice approach. A steady weekend's golf from Rory. He would finish the tournament in 6th place. Over to the 9th quickly, and the left-handed swing of Cameron Adam from Royal Burgess. Well, he'd struggled in his front 9, but what a magnificent tee shot that was. He popped that in for his first birdie of the day, and things would start going in the right direction. Playing alongside Cameron was Jack McDonald from Dunbar. Another nice tee shot, perhaps not quite matching Cameron Adams, but Jack McDonald, he too was trying to push towards the top of the leaderboard. He would eventually finish in 5th place. Now back with the girls at the 9th, and Louisa Gibson, well, by the time they reached the 9th here, she was now 5 shots behind young Grace Crawford. A nice tee shot though, setting up a possible birdie opportunity. And with Paul Lawrie watching on, up stepped Grace Crawford with her reply. And that ball slowly coming back off the undulations. 2 good tee shots from the girls. Spencer Henderson watching on there. But But when they got down to the green, only one of the birdie putts would drop, and it was Grace Crawford who extended her lead, heading on to the back nine to 6 shots. Up to 14, Cameron Adam. He was 1 over par, reaching the par 3 here, but a nice tee shot would lead to a par, and he would birdie 3 from the last 4 holes for the best round of the day, -2, and good enough to finish tied 3rd for the tournament. Back to the 9th, and a birdie putt dropping for Gregor Graham, and what a front 9 he had. 2 under par, and the tournament was now his to lose. Back to 14, Grace Crawford. She now had a commanding lead in the girls' tournament, and another nice tee shot would see another par here at 14. Grace Crawford was edging ever closer to victory here at the Machrie, and with some spectators looking on, well, Gregor Graham was in a little bit of trouble after his tee shot at 14 up on the slope here. But a very relaxed looking little chip on, and no wonder his playing partner Cormac had a bit of a nightmare on the 13th. And Gregor, well, he too was in a commanding position in the boys' tournament. Up to 16, Louisa Gibson was trying her best to get back at Grace, but really the lead was insurmountable now. But a fantastic approach at the long 420-yard par 4 into the wind. And some good stuff from Louisa Gibson. Good enough to earn her 2nd place in the girls' tournament. Now Cormac Sharp looking to save his par here at 16, but that would stay out, and he'd have to settle for a bogey, which meant that if Gregor Graham could see home his par putt, he would extend his lead to 3 shots once again. The putt dropped, Gregor looking very good with only 2 holes left to play. Up to the 18th now, and well, Callum Scott had a quieter day on the links. No eagles as yet, but this was his attempt on 18. Well, it didn't drop, although it was a good effort. And he would finish in 7th place. His playing partner Ruben Lindsay had this for a birdie on the last to finish 3rd place outright, but it just stayed out, catching the edge of the hole, and the reaction tells you all you need to know. He would not be adding to his haul of trophies this season. Tied 3rd place alongside Cameron Adam. Well played, Ruben Lindsay. And as the crowds watch the last couple of games coming up, Grace Crawford had this to finish with a par, a little bit untidy in the end, but a massive 9-shot victory in the girls' tournament for the youngster from Gullen. And definitely a name for the future, Grace Crawford. Back down the fairway, Gregor Graham. This his 3rd shot into the par 5. Very nicely played indeed. Again, looking very relaxed with that 3-shot cushion in front of the other competitors and the crowds watching on from the hotel. But Cormac Sharp had this for an eagle to perhaps put a little bit of pressure onto Gregor, and it was a pretty good attempt, but he would have to settle for a birdie, finishing the tournament at 1 under par, and I can tell you that's pretty impressive golf. It's a tough testing links course this, the Machrie. The conditions were tough, although they calmed down a little bit towards the end, but all that meant 1 under par, 2nd place for Cormac, which meant Gregor Graham had 3 putts to secure the victory. The birdie putt would stay out, but this for a level par 72 on day 2 here at the Machrie to go with his 3 under 69 on day 1 and a 2-shot victory, and another title for the young golfer from Blair Gowrie to go along with his Order of Merit victory for 2019 for Scottish boys golf. And into the hotel it was for the presentation in front of DJ Russell. Prizes handed out by Paul Lawrie. And what a magnificent weekend it's been. A terrific tournament. And two very worthy winners. Well done to all the golfers who made it over to Islay for the race to the Machrie finals. And we'll see you again next year.